Guys, I would like to introduce you to my top 145 Mario Kart tracks of all time. So, number 145. Let's start off with my least favorite track. And it is Luigi Circuit from Mario Kart Wii. Okay, now, let's actually say that this is my least favorite track in all of Mario Kart. I really do like Mario Kart Wii. It's probably my favorite Mario Kart. But this course is far from being my favorite. This has always been my least favorite track for a reason. But anyways, there's for Mario Kart Wii, there's plenty of other good courses in the Mushroom Cup. Right after Moon Meadows, and that one's so much fun, and I love that one. But Mushroom Gorge and Toad's Factory are incredibly amazing. This one, really bad. I don't like it. This one's just so boring. The music does not fit in at all. But it sure happens to be shared with the Mario Circuit from this game, but I do actually kind of like that track. So at number 144, this is another circuit track, but this time it's from Mario Kart DS. And it is, of course, Figure 8 Circuit. This is a horrible track in my opinion. This track is just boring as well. It's even worse than Desert Hills and Yoshi Falls. But let's actually say that this is the worst design track from Mario Kart DS. I actually really like Mario Kart DS as well. But most of the circuit tracks from any kind of game are just boring. But Yoshi Circuit is a really good one. But this one, not so much. This track, I hate this track so much. And this track is super boring and the music is pretty bland too. It sure happens to be shared with the Mario Circuit from this game. But that track is pretty okay. There's no speed boosts. This track is basically a figure 8. And that's basically it. Oh, for God's sake, this track is so boring. Let's move on to number 143. Okay, so at number 143. Number 143, our first Super Mario Kart Super Nintendo track. And it's SNES Choco Island 2. This course is a super boring track. Look at this chocolate, it's just disgusting. Disgusting and mengusting. Minging and disgusting. Those piranha plants can get really annoying. This used to be my least favorite track of all time. But still, this is still a horrible track in my opinion. I haven't played Super Mario Kart, but I have played Mario Kart DS. And on that game, this was very bad and disgusting. But, anyways, it's a Super Nintendo track, so you can't help it. Hold on, you can't... pardon me. You can't help it. I mean, you can't help it because Choco Island 1 is much higher than this. But this one totally ruins it all. Just look at the background. Anyways, the remake of this track in Mario Kart DS is just the same, and I don't want to speak of it. Anyways, Choco Island 2 doesn't really do it for me. At all. So at number 142, we have Sherbet Land from Mario Kart 64. Let's actually say that this is my least favorite track in Mario Kart 64. But but actually the remake in the Wii is way is the anyways the remake in Mario Kart Wii is way better than this, and that remake is good, but the original is just bad. Anyways, this is a track in the Star Cup right after Warrior Stadium and before Royal Raceway and Bowser Castle. Anyways, this track is not one of my favorites, but it's one of my favorites in Mario Kart Wii. Actually, in Mario Kart Wii, it's one of my favorite retro tracks. The music, it doesn't really fit in that well, but it does fit into me in the remake. It actually does fit in. But the thing is, there's some tight turns, it's easy to fall into the water, and the penguins can get pretty annoying. Anyways, that was all that I had to say about this track. Let's move on to number 141. Number 141. We have Dry Desert. We have Dry Desert from Mario Kart Double Dash. This one does not do it for me at all. This track is just boring. Just like other people that hate it. But this is a little bit like Cheeseland, where you may actually think is the off-road, but it actually is not. But still, this is a really bland track, and it's my least favorite desert track of all time. Right in front, right behind DS Desert Hills. The only thing with DS Desert Hills is much higher on the list is because it's a bit better. And the remake is a lot worse than this, and I don't want to speak of it. Anyways, Dry Desert doesn't really do it for me at all. And that stupid tornado in the middle of the track can make you die, just like what happened in the first lap. That stupid tornado in the pokies. Stupid. Number 140 is... So at number 140... Number 140 is GBA Boo Lake. This is my least favorite ghost track of all time. And the reason why is because just look at the, it's so strange. And the music is super annoying. Well, at least that piano in the beginning is a bit fun. The music is kind of eerie, and these sharp turns can get kind of annoying. Pardon, why did I burp again? But still, this track does not do it for me at all. And I don't want it to be brought back. Well, actually, they might bring it back, but hopefully they can make it better whenever it comes back. Anyways, this track does not do it for me at all, either. So, for number 139, we have Ghost Valley 2 from Super Mario Kart. This track is really hated by me. I've always hated this course. This track is very boring in my opinion. And it's really short, and that's what makes it low down on the list. But I only played it on Mario Kart Wii, and I created an awesome shortcut when I was young, when I was a baby. But this track is so bad. This track does not do it for me at all. Well, to me this track is still pretty bad, as I have to say. So number 138 is DS Desert Hills. This track is also super bad and terrible. And the reason why it's this low on the list, well, some of you may be thinking that this can't be here. But the thing is, this actually improved in its remake. But still, not much to say about this track at all. Just a couple of hills, a couple of turns, that's it. Rubbish, totally. But that scary sun can shoot fireballs at you, and it's from Super Mario 3D Land. And it shoots fireballs at you, which can get really annoying, and so can the Pokies get very annoying too. The music fits in a little bit, but this track is just bad. So number 137, we have Peach Circuit from Mario Kart Super Circuit, the GBA, the Game Boy Advance. I actually think this track is a little bit. This track is kinda bad in my opinion. This track is pretty bland. Still very bad course. But the cool castle in the background is a bit okay, making it. Anyways, this track is still super boring, and the music is a little bit alright. The music is kinda good. But for Luigi Circuit, that one's much higher than this. But Mario Circuit is also much higher. And I do think they improved with everything of Mario Circuit in Mario Kart 8, though this track is still really bad. Let's move on to number 136. So, number 136, we have our first Mario Kart 8 track, and it's Bone Dry Dunes. As I wanted to mention, this track is super boring, but I don't think that's all that I have to say, but this track is still really bad. Just like some other people that hate it. But I actually hate this track as well. And this and the other 9 that we've looked at, those are the 10 worst Mario Kart tracks of all time. And I hate this track. That piranha plant makes it a bit okay. But I hate this course. I love Bone Dry Dunes, he's such an awesome character. But unfortunately, poor Dry Bones for making such a boring track about himself. Let's move on to number 135. Now we are out of the top 10 worst Mario Kart tracks of all time. Now number 135. Now we're out of the top 10 worst Mario Kart tracks of all time. But still, this is a bad course. This is Mario Circuit 3 from Super Mario Kart. It's a bad track in my opinion on the Wii. I hate this track on the Wii. And the 190-degree turns in this track slow you down and are not very fun. Anyways, the music kinda fits in, but Mario Circuit 1 is in the next video. Mario Circuit 2 is in the video after and Mario Circuit 4 is in 5 more videos to come. But this course is bland and boring. Actually, there's just nothing to say about this course. Number 134. This is a better track in my opinion. And it is LUIGI Raceway from Mario Kart 64. This is still a pretty bad track. Anyways, it's just nothing to say about this course. Just really boring, and I don't like it. It's just boring, and it's actually the worst Mario Kart 7 track. And my least favorite Mario Kart 7 track is not a nitro track. Anyways, not very much to say about this course, but I do think that's all that I had to say about it. But nothing else that I think I should say about it. Still, this track is super boring. Tunnel. Anyways, LUIGI Raceway is pretty boring. Yep. LUIGI's Raceway on this N64 is bad. Number 133. It's Broken PEIR from Mario Kart Super Circuit. This track is also pretty bad, but not as bad as Blue Lake. Still, nothing to say about this track at all. But I do actually prefer Wario's Gallon and Benchy Boardwalk much more than these ghost tracks. Now you may be thinking that I'm not a good fan of ghost tracks, but I am, because Wario's Gallon and Benchy Boardwalk have proved that ghost tracks are done right. But these ones, not very much. Just like for desert tracks, just like Dry Desert and Desert Hills and Bone Dry Dunes. But Yoshi Desert and Dry Ruins and Calamari Desert and Sunset Wilds have proved as well. I do actually find this track really bad as well. And those spooky mountains. And number 132, the final track of the video. It's Bowser Castle 1 from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Anyways, this track is by far the worst Bowser's Castle track I have ever seen. Bowser Castle 2 SNES is a tiny bit better than this. But this one's pretty bad, since the music is pretty good. Bowser Castle 2 is in the top 100, Bowser Castle 3 is in the top 75, and Bowser Castle 4 is in the top 55. The thing is, this track is too short. I do actually find this track pretty mediocre, but this track is still bad, and the next video will include the mediocre tracks. Anyways, bye bye and try and subscribe.